Revelation 20, 21, and 22 for just a minute. But the Bible opens with this verse. The first verse in the entire Bible says, "In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth." That was God's creative power. I talked about it a little bit last night. God created the universe. He created the heaven and the earth. But in Revelation 21, in verse 1, it tells us that I saw a new heaven and a new earth. What God one time created, the old heaven, the old earth, it's going to be replaced by a brand new creation of God, a new heaven and a new earth. And it's going to be a better heaven and a better earth than ever has existed. In Genesis 2 and verse 8, the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden. And in that garden, in chapter 3 and verse 8, they heard the voice of the Lord God. That's Jesus Christ in his pre-existent state. He is the Logos. He is the Word. He was the voice of God, and he walked in the garden in the cool of the day. There was a wonderful paradise where the Lord himself was present in the cool of the day. But in the end, at the restoration of all things, it's going to be even better than that. The Lord isn't just going to occasionally walk in a paradise, but Revelation 21 and verse 3 says, "And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them. And they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them and be their God." Not just in the cool of the day, but there's coming a time when the Lord is going to be full-time among his people in a paradise and in Eden once again. It is going to be awesome when that happens. In Genesis, the 3rd chapter, in starting at verse 22, "And the Lord God said, Behold, the man has become as one of us to know good and evil, and now, lest he put forth his hand and take also of the tree of life and eat and live forever. Therefore the Lord God sent him forth from the Garden of Eden to till the ground from whence he was taken. So he drove out the man and placed at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubims and a flaming sword which turned every way to keep the way of the tree of life.